to another episode of the Six Men Podcast. And it's Sad Boy Hour again. Our Toronto Raptors were defeated tonight by the Miami Heat, who didn't even have their best player on.
Yep.
We got beaten 112-102, I think the final score was.
102 to 111.
102-111. We're just, it's a sad time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to help me through right now.
A stiff whiskey.
Yeah, honestly.
But it's dry January.
It's dry January.
So it's like getting double-fisted with,
honestly.
with a rusty nail.
It is bad. I wish I had a rusty nail. Isn't that a drink?
Yeah.
I
Is that like a Caesar of some sort, or am I off base with that one?
I have no idea. It sounds good, though. That's what I need.
It was rough. And right off the hop, Josh Lewinberg, that hack, he made an
TSN?
excuse for it. He's basically like, regardless of if Miami has their best player, an Eric Spoelstra's team is hard to beat. Like, yeah, Eric Spoelstra is a great coach.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best in the league. But it's not a good excuse for why we
That's
didn't
what he
beat
said?
him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
Like
called,
he did-
it's called the National Basketball Association.
He did go on to say, like, the Raptors didn't execute in the fourth. They didn't have good concentration, blah, 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 blah. But, like, you're not even paid to make excuses for the Raptors.
It was just kind of a bullshit game. We came out sort of semi-strong. At the half, I believe we were tied.
Yeah.
And then third and fourth quarter, like usual, we shit the bed.
Yeah. And let's compare this because we played the Dallas game, which you predicted we would win, so good on that.
Yeah.
The Dallas game showed us a lot of interesting insights into the Raptors and where we thought they were going. And it felt good because it felt like a positive move. It felt playing basketball more similarly to what we had last year. There was a focus on defense.
Yeah.
The offense was a lot more consistent.
We held Luka to like 8 points. He was getting frustrated, elbowing people in the face.
Yeah, 15 points, 4 of 11 shooting. So not a great night for Luka.
Yeah.
He looked like a little bit of a bitch out there.
Yeah, he was whining a lot.
Lowry played a great game. Boucher had a good one off the bench. Powell had a decent game. Pascal Siakam, an okay game. One of the things that I noticed, though, in the last game, and we can bring that through to this game, is I think one of the major reasons, again, is like Pascal Siakam isn't being set up to succeed in these plays. Multiple times tonight and the other night, there was ample opportunity to get Pascal Siakam involved in the offense. And what did they do? They freezed him out of the offense.
Yeah, they either tried to go for a corner three or a three around the arc there, or Freddie just tried to drive it up to the net, which against defenders like Bam and Kelly Olynyk and Iguodala, it just does not work. Those guys, they're really good defenders around the paint. They're strong guys.
Yeah.
Like that works against a team like fucking Charlotte because you got speed on them and you can get lanes. But with these guys, they know what they're doing and they're just going to slap you around.
Spoelstra read the coaching or the scouting report, and they played a lot of zone. The Raptors have struggled a lot against zone. But one of the things that I want to say, especially about this game that's super frustrating too, is like we're bound to have these offensive droughts. And the thing is like we have talent here to score. We're just not being put in successful spot to score. And I don't know who that lays on. You do have to hit your shots. In other games, I'd be like, yeah, these guys didn't hit their shots. But, like, there wasn't a good offense being run. I don't know what Chris Finch is doing. I do not know what Nick Nurse is doing. I don't like to be critical of the coaching staff, but there was a lot of questionable decisions out there. You had Terrence Davis out on the floor for the entire fourth quarter. Yeah, he gave you 1 3-pointer. But that's not good enough. Like, Pascal Siakam sitting on the bench, you're not getting him involved on the offensive end. Yeah, we probably should have got a few more fouls, but at the end of the day, Nick Nurse can yell at the refs all he wants. The boys have to go out there and fucking ball and win the game.
Yeah, that's like we've always had shit calls.
Yeah.
You can't chalk a loss up to shit calls because that's what we've always had. You win championships on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just incredibly frustrating because tonight's one of those nights where it's like, okay, you lock in defensively in the fourth, and they don't score that much, but you can't buy a single bucket. So what do? You keep on riding Terrence Davis making boneheaded plays on offense. Instead, you got this guy called Matt Thomas on the bench, and I know it's a situation where Matt Thomas isn't going to solve all of our woes, but I still do not get why we can't show this guy at least a few minutes during the game at
He
any
doesn't
point.
get a single chance. He hasn't gotten it the entire season.
I don't give a fuck how good your defense is. If you can't score the ball, you're not going to win the game. And I know, oh yeah, well, guess what? You put Matt Thomas out there, they're going to put somebody on him, and they're going to, suffocate the guy. And he's not going to shoot. Well, that allows lanes.
Yep.
And passing to get an open man.
And the thing is that we were getting open looks and just dead missing them. And you know who's not going to miss them? The goddamn Iceman.
Yep.
So, like, that's what I don't understand. Like, especially people saying that, oh, they're just going to, they're going to double them up.
Yeah.
Well, if you double them up, there's a guy gone. There's a defender gone.
Yep, exactly.
And Matt Thomas is quick. He's got quick feet. He can roll around. He can roll around a pick really fast, and that's kind of his go-to. You set a pick with a big guy, he rolls around it, and he can always slam down daggers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's not getting the chance. Maybe he did something or said something.
Yeah.
Maybe he pulled the wrong turkey in the dressing room. Maybe he was whipping towels.
They let Kendrick Nunn come out here and score 28 points tonight.
Yeah.
Again, looking at the stat sheet, I guess Baines deserves a little bit more credit if you want to give him any credit.
I don't.
He played a bit better. He actually rebounded the ball tonight.
Looking a little bit better, yeah.
He had seven boards in 13 minutes.
The only three
steals.
he had 3 points.
Or sorry, not 3 steals.
He had 3 points, and it was from 1-3. Like
Yeah.
a guy like that, he should be able to get the ball in the paint and drive it up, or at least get fouls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what we said before: when he's there, it limits Siakam's usage in the paint because he's just a big Aussie standing there under the net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry, 8 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
Kyle played like shit, sort of.
16% field goal percentage tonight. He was getting hammered a lot.
Yeah.
Like, listen, the play calling tonight was a little bit bad, but I don't know, like, if you're, like, again, we've talked about this. That's not an excuse anymore.
Yeah.
OG played a good, solid game, 18.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Played some solid defense against Bam.
OG looked pretty good.
Bam only had 14 points tonight, so, like, that's good. I still have an issue here, though. Number one issue, your guards are getting more rebounds.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry, 10 rebounds. I know Lowry's a great rebounding guard, but, like, 10 rebounds for him. And Van Fleet's oftentimes the smallest guy out there, and he got 5 boards tonight with 24 points and 9 assists. The issue I think you have is if Fred's your number one option and your only option, it's going to be a hard late game to win with him because he's an undersized guard, and they're going to put their best defender on you. And his lack of length that's not his fault, but, like, you have to have other options.
For sure. Well, and those other options can't be Terrence Davis, And another issue is that when there was 2 minutes left, then there was 2 minutes left. We were down by like fucking 15, and then they started throwing the ball to Siakam in the paint.
Yeah.
It's too late for that. You gotta pull that out earlier. You know,
like Siakam's field goal percentage wasn't the worst. He shot 7 for 15, 46%. I want to see Siakam getting 20, 25 shot attempts.
What was he at? What was his points? 18.
18 with 6 boards and 2 assists. Another thing is, you notice when he's less involved in the offense, he's less involved in the game. When you make him a focal point of your offense, I'm okay with it. We lost it, and he got a triple-double that night. But I'm okay with him not necessarily scoring the most every night, if he's facilitating and rebounding the ball, but when you freeze him out of the
Yeah.
game, then of course he's not going to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, I think there's a lot of questions that Nurse has to answer to. A lot of stubbornness. This guy is a guy that's built his reputation off of experimenting and trying things. He's become very rigid with a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I don't.
Or there's
I
seems
don't
to be
get
lack
it.
of logic of why he started. Like, you go from not playing Terrence Davis to suddenly playing him for the entire fourth. What has he done in one practice to determine that he can play the entire fourth
Yeah,
quarter?
and what has a guy like Matt Thomas done? You know, that determines that he doesn't get a single second. Like in the fourth quarter, we didn't score from 11 minutes to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Why are we not throwing a guy out there who can get us buckets? He can hit twos too.
Yep.
You know, the guy can shoot from anywhere. So why are we not getting him on there to throw it around?
And again, the effort that another team has to put into Thomas relieves another guy of more of an open shot. It
Yeah.
could lead to Fred getting an open shot. It could lead to Lowry getting an
Anyone.
open shot. It could lead to Pascal getting an open shot. Like,
Yeah.
it could lead to OG getting an opening shot.
And Terrence was getting stupid fouls too.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
because
that's
the
what
guy
he does.
is low IQ in real life and in the game of
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, the dude beats his wife. Obviously, he's going to make stupid fucking plays down the stretch.
Yeah,
He can't deal with the pressure. He
Yeah.
starts having a tantrum and beating people.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Well, and that's the thing. Like during that Dallas game, we saw such good clamps on Doncic from like Stanley and stuff.
Yeah.
So why aren't we throwing him on Dragic, who was just nailing threes?
Well, that was the funniest thing, too. It's like they're running the same play 3 times, but there's 0 adjustments made. This is
Yeah.
a game of adjustments. And this is so weird to me because this is Nick Nurse we're talking about. This is a guy that throws out some weird shit. And last year, we saw our defenses change every possession down the court. We
Yeah.
played with such fluidity.
Yeah, it was
Where
so stagnant.
We're
right
letting,
now.
and I know we've had some. Their defensive schemes are set up in a way sometimes that they leave the open corner 3 shooter, but he hits one, Dragic.
Yeah.
Then he comes back down, and hits another one.
Well, what they were doing was they would give Bam the ball in the paint, and so he would have like say Boucher or OG or whatever on him, and then Kyle would come from the corner as the support
Mhm.
because they think he's gonna drive. Then they just throw it to Dragic, who's sitting in the corner. Like you
Open.
cannot leave a guy like that. And then they did it 2 times.
Where's the call for adjustment?
Yeah, and then guess what? Another time they came down. Oh, okay. Support comes in, doesn't throw it to Dragic. It throws it to Iguodala. The guy sinks a 3. Like that.
Yeah.
It's just.
Iguodala hit 2 threes in the game. He had 10 points in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're getting Andre Iguodala off the bench more involved in their offense than the Raptors can get Pascal Siakam involved in theirs.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. And that doesn't give me a lot to look forward to in the game on Friday because we're playing the Miami Heat again, and Spoelstra is a guy that's going to fucking make you pay.
He's a good coach.
He's going to make you pay. They're going to watch this, and they're going to take a look at anything we did good.
They're going to
which is
listen to this
few.
podcast.
Yep.
And they're going to figure out from
Spoelstra's
what
going to
we
game
say.
plan off this podcast.
Yeah.
So Spoelstra put Bam in at point guard, and he make him only shoot threes. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about my boy Boucher because he
Yeah.
didn't really have a super hot game tonight.
No, he didn't. And
But could you also chalk that up to Baines getting more minutes?
yeah,
'Cause
Baines.
I'm never gonna blame Boucher for anything. Like the stuff that but also we know that Boucher's role is not to go against like these guys are some of the strongest defenders
yeah,
in the
He-
paint.
he had less minutes tonight. He had 22 as opposed to say 27 against Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the issues you had with him tonight is like it could be an off night. Every player,
Has those.
I also think Spoelstra game plans for him. This is another thing now. Boucher's going to get game planned against,
Yeah,
and it's
'cause
like,
he's
is he
getting hot.
going to be able to? It's the same with Pascal. It's the same with anybody who starts playing well. You have to be able to play through getting game planned. But Boucher, like going against remember that play when he actually it was a solid play. He got in front of Bam there, and then Bam got the offensive foul. He
Yep.
made him fall down like a fucking piece of paper
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
wind.
a twig. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's not gonna do much against Bam, and Bam is a great defender, and he's
Yep.
gonna really get on your ass. And then
Yeah.
you've got other big bodies that are mobile. You have Kelly Olynyk, not the greatest defender, but he's mobile and he can get up in you.
Yeah.
Things
well,
like that.
Well, the thing is, we know, like, even Boucher knows that's not his role. Like, he's not going to be able to outstrength guys like Bam.
Yeah.
And if Bane sucks, what do we do? Take the L and carry on?
Yeah, and we waived Alex Len.
We waived Alex. Like, we literally have no one.
Yeah.
We're just a little boy crying, looking up at the big Miami boys.
Boucher, 1 rebound,
Yeah, that's not good.
2 assists, 1 steal. Did he even have a block tonight?
No, I don't
No.
think he did.
He shot 42%, 3 for 7. You know, he hit 2 threes. Yeah, like this isn't his
the
matchup
thing is
tonight.
that it was just it's not his matchup, and also it was just kind of a shit game all around. You know what's surprising is Freddie had 24 points,
Mm-hmm.
but he did not look great at all.
This is the thing about Fred VanVleet, and this goes back to my point earlier with him being your best guy out there. He's a guy, and we were talking about this during the game. There's certain guys that can go out there and put up numbers, but like there's a difference between putting up numbers and affecting the game. And like
Yeah,
Fred's a plus defender in a lot of situations. It's tough for me to say this, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off base with this, where I might have to rescind this later. But this is just something to put out there. Maybe Fred's not a guy that's actually impacting the game overall more so than, say, if Siakam's out there balling.
tonight definitely not.
Yeah.
Like there is times where when Fred puts down like 35. You know, there is games where he's controlling it, where he's getting great assists. This is what you're saying, is that those are games where he's getting assists, and it's him and Siakam are dropping 35.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting good passes to people. He's getting good passes to Siakam, where Siakam finds a driving lane and can go in.
Mm-hmm.
When Siakam, you were saying this on the last one, I think, he's not a shot creator.
No. You have to get him involved in the offense.
Yeah. So when he comes over the line, over the half court or whatever, he's coming in with the ball. He tries to find a lane. He always stops.
Yeah.
He runs up, stops, does some spin thing, and then has to pass the ball off.
Yeah.
So he should not be bringing that ball in. They should be trying to find him, get him off some pick or something, get him in the paint where he's close enough and he can body a guy,
Yeah.
get a good mismatch or something.
If I'm him, I'm pissed because a lot of times I set the pick and I'm rolling to the net and I'm not getting passed to and I'm open.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you're right. Try to get him on a switch. Start passing the ball and make defenders switch. That way, Pascal, a lot of this is easier to say in theory, but it's not that hard to execute. You
Well,
can run a
no.
pick and roll. It's literally textbook shit.
Yeah. Well, all we were doing today was passing the ball along the arch, waiting for a 3 to open up. We'd throw it, they'd miss, or we'd miss. Then they'd come back with a good, offensive play.
This is the thing. I know Nick's philosophy is shooting a lot of threes, and that's a lot of philosophy out there for a lot of teams right now, but you have to have the players to do that. You know
Well,
what
we
I
do,
mean?
but they're sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and we're also a streaky team. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people will be like the Dallas game. We were hitting a fuck ton of threes in that first half.
Yeah.
We're a great shooting team. That doesn't necessarily mean you're a great shooting team. That means you had a hot quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much any team in the NBA can have a hot quarter or a hot night shooting. But if you look at the trend, I don't think we're that great of a shooting team. We don't some of our best players, like Pascal Siakam, who should be your number one guy,
Mm-hmm.
isn't a 3-point shooter.
0 for 3 tonight.
0 for 3 tonight. And he's probably being told to take those shots.
Well, yeah. The thing is, it's the same on any team. If you get open on a 3, you should be taking it. That's
Mhm.
just the way the basketball is now.
Yeah, I think that's okay. But a
Yeah.
lot of times we're shooting contested threes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, a lot of times we're shooting contested threes when there's still 9 seconds on the shot clock.
And when we're an undersized guard team against a long, lengthy team.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we're undersized, you gotta find ways to get around them. You can't just hope your shots go in.
Yeah.
And because when you have cold nights like tonight, you suck the poop shoot.
You suck the poop.
It's not good. Yeah, I don't know. So, how do we go into Friday? I'm not sure.
Well, I think you can. It's like yelling at a fucking brick wall, because I think you do things, but I don't know if you have the time to do things. You get Pascal more involved in the offense. I have been saying that since the maybe 2 or 3 games ago when the switch flicked for me, and I looked at it. I'm like, maybe this isn't Pascal's fault.
Yeah.
As much as I thought it was. Listen, he has to take some responsibility, because I think too it's like, and I don't know because you can't see it, but in huddle it's like, guys, give me the ball here. I want the ball here. If he's a leader, he needs to ask for it.
Yeah.
You have to stop relying on Kyle Lowry, and I don't mean that in a negative, but the fucking poor guys out there in the fourth trying his hardest,
Yeah.
giving a sliver of hope to the offense. The thing is, him forcing it like that is not good. This is what happened last playoffs. The guy goes out there, gives all the energy, and is fucking exhausted trying to create offense for
team does
players that
nothing.
can't score, put themselves in spots to
Yeah.
score. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm Kyle Lowry. I'm like, trade my ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'd be so pissed. Like, 'cause
Yeah, I'd be mad.
it's just not working. Not working.
What I would say is you got to be less stagnant.
Oh,
Like if you it's the fourth quarter, like it's crunch time. And we're not in a position to be throwing games away because you want to fucking develop Terrence Davis.
Yeah.
You're not scoring for 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Like, you got to call a timeout and put someone else in, change something up,
Take Terrence
try
Davis out.
something. You know? Maybe we'll get some good steals. Maybe someone will come in and play hot, you know? But we got to, I don't get it.
At least we can take solace in the fact that the Nets, with their big 3 back, let
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cavaliers drop 145 points on them. I'm pretty sure they lost the game.
Did they?
Yeah, I'll double check that.
That would be crazy.
Here's the moment of truth. Yeah, they lost 104. They lost 147 to 135 with, might I add, and I know this is not Raptors related, 38 points from Kevin Durant, 37 points from Kyrie Irving, 21 points and a triple-double from James Harden. And they don't play defense.
No, they're just kind of going to the Houston
They're the
thing.
opposite of us.
Yeah.
And I can't actually say that because one game will have amazing defense and then the next game will have the shittiest defense
Yeah.
in the world. The consistency is one of the biggest issues with this team. But also I start questioning now, and not even consistency, I'm questioning the ability for these guys to succeed based off the coaching choices that are being made too.
Yeah.
So come at me, somebody's got to take the heat, and it should be Nick Nurse at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, at a certain point, you got to, like,
Got to blow that shit up.
yeah, it gets
Fade for
past,
Cade.
It
Fuck
gets
that.
past Nick Nurse as being a weirdo, and he's doing his thing where it's like, well, we're just fucking losing a bunch of games, so let's go.
Yeah, I guess you can take solace in the fact that this is a big asterisk season, and like every team is going to go through multiple times this season where players are just going to be out sick with COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you can take solace in that, but if that's the case and you don't care about it, then you should just probably tank. Because right now it's frustrating as a fan because the expectation is not to win a championship, but play hard, win games,
Get
and
something.
compete for the playoffs. But right now we're a shitty team with the aspirations to the playoff, but we have no right being in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
So you got to have
how
a
are we-
reckoning.
how are we losing to a team with 2 of their best players missing?
I think we need to get Don Henley in there.
Yeah?
Sing the Boys of Summer.
We need something to jack him up. I don't know what it is. What would jack, like, if you were playing for the Raptors, what would jack you up before?
Don Henley.
Don Henley, the Boys of Summer, just
Boys of
playing
Summer.
on repeat.
Get the Eagles with Vince Gill in there.
I bet you Norm Powell loves Don Henley.
He gives me Don Henley vibe.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Norm
not good.
just hanging around with his dogs, listening to the Boys of Summer.
Terrence
was he-
Davis reminds me of Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Like he spy on little girls in the bathroom.
Yeah, Terrence Davis, he just kind of creeps me out. There's someone on Twitter who just refuses to say his name, just says redacted.
Yeah, redacted.
I
yeah.
think that's hilarious. So.
Yeah, fair enough. That's what happens now in fandoms when
Yeah.
somebody's a shithead.
Yeah, it's good. It should happen. I don't understand why we're playing him, let alone he's going to lead us to fucking victories against the silver medalist of the NBA from last year. You know? Like
silver
the
medalist.
silver medal. I
Yeah.
was trying to think of the word. It's second place
Yeah,
team.
runner up.
Yeah, the runner-up. That's the word I was thinking of, but silver medalist came to my mind.
Or the losers.
Yeah, the losers against
Because LeBron's going to win it all
LeBron.
again. 6 championship.
I
Maybe
have
then you can put that championship thing away between him and MJ. They both have 6. It's like it's a nil point now. It's like stop talking about that.
yeah, but one's an asterisk.
2's going to be an asterisk if he wins it again.
They're
This
not
year.
going to win again.
I think they're going to win again.
What? No.
Who's going to beat him? Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. Unless they get COVID, they're winning.
Yeah, but they just got beat by Golden State.
Yeah, but the thing is like it's the regular season for the Lakers.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the playoff Lakers is a whole different thing,
Mhm.
and the Nets got scored 145 points on by the fucking Cleveland Cavaliers. They can't play defense.
That's
They
the
ain't winning.
thing. You can't put a team together just based on
Yeah,
superstars.
chucking it. Yeah, the Bucks. The Bucks are good.
The
but
Bucks stink.
I wonder if the Bucks have figured it out that Giannis isn't a playmaker, but they need to run Giannis exactly like they need to run Pascal Siakam
Yeah.
with Chris Middleton in the pick and roll or Drew Holiday in the pick and roll. Guess what, boys? Nick Nurse, time to wake the fuck up and run Pascal in the pick and roll.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's saddening. It's disheartening.
I'm sending Nick Nurse an email after this pod. All right,
Can we find his email?
it's
Because
Nick
I
at nicknurse.ca.
it's Nick at it's Nick 4206969 at simpatico.ca.
Simpatico does it. Nick, the big dick at simpatico.ca. Yeah, they'll take all us Canadians back to the day as Simpatico.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
I bet Nick Nurse still uses AOL,
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
and he's
And no, it's
a
actually
MySpace guy.
Nick Horsecock Nurse at Netscape.com.
Netscape.
Oh,
Okay.
That's an even bigger throwback.
What kind of blackmail do you think Patrick McCaw had on him last year
I don't know.
to make
Probably
him play so
something.
many minutes? Yeah, he found
That's
he found his
that's kind of
Netscape.
comparable to now.
yeah, but it's the Patrick McCaw problem, but on the scale of like 100 because everything is questionable, not just one thing.
Yeah, I guess.
And even you could rationalize some of that sometimes because we were injured a lot last year, but we still won games. But Patrick McCaw, like, remember when Patrick McCaw was our biggest fucking issue and we loved Terrence Davis?
Yeah.
Now Patrick McCaw,
I'd
Stanley
actually,
Johnson.
I would throw Patrick McCaw into it. I'd be like, fucking get out there, you
Yeah.
run, your
Well,
guard.
look, we love Stanimal.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I don't
love
know.
is love is
Tolerate.
love is a lot. He's warming up to us.
But that's pretty pathetic.
I saw him fighting a little bit with Fred tonight.
Really?
Yeah, there was a terrible defense, like there was a lot of the game, and something didn't work, or someone went in to support the other guy, and then a guy was left open, and he fucking scored like what happened all night long.
Yeah.
And then Fred was like, "Where were you?" And he was like, "I was over there."
Is that how he talks?
I don't know. He talks really fast. He was just going.
Okay.
You know, actually, though, what I will say about Stanimal is after our last game when we played Dallas, I think it was that Doug guy, you know, the reporter
Smith?
Doug, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, so you did a really good job on defense tonight. You shut down Luka. And he was like, no, like,
The team.
you know, the team did. So that's, or on 2K, team ranking or whatever.
and fans probably go up too.
Yeah. And
500.
and then Doug just kept probing him to be like, yeah, but like you were doing it. And he was like, well, I was being put into positions where, you know, and then the next guy came on and he was like, well, I'll be sure I won't ask you for credit for anything. And it's he loved that. But he gave a good interview. He's a weird guy, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about him. He's got crazy eyes, too.
Him and OG.
But why was he not, like, he had such a good game against Dallas. Why was he not getting more playing time tonight?
Because he has zero offensive capabilities, and we were struggling there towards the end, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he's not on and we're not scoring for 6 minutes, throw him. Maybe he'll, like, at that point, like, when I'm losing, this is all my basketball skills will put towards 2K.
Yeah.
And say, when I'm at that point in the game, that's fucking half court 3 time. So you're down 10, you can't score.
Yeah.
Just get past that. I don't
Yeah.
care if you're on the logo.
You're
Send
99%
it.
three.
Send it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it doesn't go in.
All he needs to do, Stanley Johnson, needs to equip the Ray Allen shooting for him, and then he'll be a perfect three-point shooter.
Yeah.
I'd say that's as easy as it gets,
Mm-hmm.
Same with Pascal. Get Steph Curry shooting for him. You're good to go, Pascal.
He has been really bad. It seemed like,
At shooting the three?
yeah,
Yeah,
he
because
has
he's
been
not a
cold
shooter.
as shit. Yeah, but he was a little bit hotter, definitely early on.
I feel like some of that, too, though, is like, I think a lot of this is mental as well. It's like, if he's feeling good, he's getting in the paint, he's scoring a couple buckets. Yeah, fuck it, I'll pull up from 3. Confidence, boom, hits 1 or 2. Yeah, when you're not getting those shots and the only shots you're getting are an out of rhythm 3,
Yeah,
because another thing is I think he's a rhythm guy. And
For
when
sure.
you're a non-shooter and you're just going cold and then shooting a 3 up, you're probably not going to hit it.
well, he's definitely a rhythm guy because the way he scores is kind of like, it's like a dance almost.
Yep.
It's like a 1, down, down, 1. Like it's all rhythm of getting around the defenders.
Yeah, he was throwing in fucking Euro steps the other day
Yeah.
and stuff. I think, again, this is an issue. You got to go to Pascal early in the first, and you got to give him the
Got to
ball.
heat him up.
Yeah, and you got to give him that confidence. You got to heat him up. There's games where he'll score like 11 points in the first, and he's good for the rest of the game. There's other
Mhm.
times where he scores 2 points, and then it's like he's non-existent there. So
Yeah.
these are the things we need to talk about. Nick Nurse, you know where we are. If you want to come on the show and clear your name,
You want to come down to where we record, Nick Nurse.
clear your name. You know where it's at. 6 Man Pod. We'll see you later.